Good evening, everyone from the Republic and where you're watching us. Welcome to the first in this round of debates, governors' debate. In this season, we start where I should aptly start, at the paradise of bird watchers, that is Baringo County, county number 030. It's also important that we're here because there's a lot of great things that happen from here. The home of Paul Terregat, to say the least, and many others, world beaters. Not without problems. We're here to discuss the opportunities, issues, and problems, and how we can solve them. I have 7 candidates tonight that the residents of Baringo would like to hear from them. They want to hear questions about healthcare. They have questions on agriculture. They have questions on integrity. They have questions about education. We'll try and cover all that for you tonight. I have a fantastic panel that I can promise you of 8 gentlemen who are ready, able, and willing to take us through the next 1.5 hours right here on NTV. I also have an enthusiastic, if you like, audience with me of about 200 people. So for the first time, I'll just allow them to clap just to show you the hospitality in Baringo. Could you just clap? We can get a better clap than this. I heard Baringo is better than this. All right, good evening, Kenya, from Baringo County, County 030, the first debate, leading off the governor's debate coming from Baringo County. This is Baringo Governor's Debate. You can find us on Twitter, of course, and on Facebook. The hashtag is Baringo Governor's Debate. I do, of course, have a very able panel that will help me to clarify some of the issues as and when the questions come about. I'll introduce them with you. But let me introduce my panel tonight. Let me start with Mr. Robert Chelagat. Mr. Robert Chelagat is heading off to the panel. Mr. Robert Chelagat, karibu sana. As Mr. Robert Chelagat makes his way to the panel, could you kindly give him a round of applause? That's Mr. Robert Chelagat. Makofi kwa tafadhali. Followed by CPA Richard Koech. CPA Richard Koech. Makofi kwa Richard tafadhali. He's followed by His Excellency Benjamin Cheboi. Let's not get tired. Makofi tafadhali kwa Cheboi. And I'm followed by His Excellency Stanley Kiptis. Makofi tafadhali. He will be followed by Honorable Moses Lezonet. Honorable Lezonet will be followed by Professor Fred Segor. And finally, last but not least, Brother Sialo Kimring. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. I do have all my panel. These are the faces, the men who will run. One of them will get the opportunity to run this county, this great county of Baringo. And as I've heard from you and from many of you and from your questions, I've had great things about all these gentlemen. And the house rules tonight is that my panel and my audience will not overtly show support or disappointment, so that we allow the gentlemen who are going to run this country to tell us their ideas, their hopes, their visions, and ambitions about this country. Allow me to just take the house rules for my panel. I'll give you 1 minute and 30 seconds to all introduce yourselves. While you stand, you come to the podium. So I'll again start with the format that I started introduced you with. I'll start with Mr. Robert Chelagat. Mr. Robert Chelagat, your podium is here on the left. Thank you. Sir, you have 2 minutes, all right, to introduce yourself. And while you're doing that, tell us why you're the best person to run Baringo County. You're on clock.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. In front of you is Mr. Robert Kiprop Chelagat, aspirant for the governor position for Baringo County. I believe I am the best candidate to lead Baringo County come the general elections of August this year. Academically, I believe I'm better blessed, having gone to school, and a holder of an MSc, Masters of Science, in Procurement and Logistics, and holder of MPA, Strategic Management, Kabarak University, and holder of Business Management, with majors in Accounting and Finance, Moi University, postgraduate diplomas in Business Administration, Electorate Polytechnic, Diploma in Purchasing and Supplies, National Examination Council, Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supplies Diploma, United Kingdom, and several certificates alongside that. Professionally, I have had an opportunity of working with the government. Lately, I was the Director of Supply Chain Management, LKO Marakwet, a position I've held for almost 10 years. I've had an opportunity of working as a Senior Administrative Officer at Kabarak University. I've had an opportunity of working with World Vision International as a Senior Accountant. I've had an opportunity of working with a national program as a Senior Accountant, and currently an NGO National Chairman of a non-governmental organization referred to as Empowering Lives International. That experience can make me believe I am the best candidate for this position.
All right, thank you very much. We'll come back to you. Next, CPA Richard Koech, same question. Please introduce yourself and tell us why you are the best person to run this county while you're at it. Your clock starts now.
Thank you very much. My name is CPA Richard Koech. I'm a certified public accountant and a member of the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. I hold a master's degree in business administration, specializing in finance. I hold a bachelor's degree in commerce, specializing in accounting. I have trained and completed many courses in senior management, in strategic leadership development program. I'm the immediate former clerk of Baringo County Assembly. I've served in the public service for the last 17 years, having joined the public service in 2005, where I joined as a junior auditor in the office of the Auditor General. I served in Western. I rose in rank from being a junior auditor to an assistant director of audit. I worked in the county government of Baringo as a chief officer for finance between the year 2013 and 2018. I also served as the acting chief officer for health between 2005, 2015 and 2018. I have offered myself to run for the position of governor because I believe in serving the people of this great county. I believe that the people of Baringo desire of good leadership, they desire of good governance. I believe that development cannot be complete without having the direct impact and without raising the livelihoods of the people. I believe I'm the best candidate for this position.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. I'll request my panelists, when you're talking, please don't hold the microphone from the bottom because it interferes with our sound system. But thank you very much. Let me get now His Excellency Benjamin Cheboy. Please introduce yourself to the country and to the members of Baringo County. And please tell us why you're the best person to run Baringo County. Your 2 minutes starts now. Sorry, the microphone is not on. Just let's get...
Just to be sure. Thank you very much, Smart. This guy here, this gentleman here is the first or the founding governor for Baringo County. And the next governor for Baringo County. We started devolution with the challenges that were there. We were able to create the foundation of this great county and build on it. And achievements that were realized are evident for everyone. why should I be the next governor? There is no other person who understands the challenges facing this county more than Governor Cheboy. I have been in public service for quite a number of years. And as your first governor, I really got into the nitty-gritty of this entire county. The challenges facing it, from insecurity to food security to agricultural issues, and all that requires to be addressed. If there is anyone that meets or fits the bill for the governor for this county, it is me. I single-handedly, together with my team, put in place everything that you can see here. We started well.
30 seconds.
We are going to proceed and realize the vision that we had in 2013. We started well. We are going to proceed from there. What we want to do is to finish well and to finish strong. Thank you very much.
We'll come back to you with the promises. Let me get His Excellency Stanley Kiptis the same question. Please introduce yourself and why you think and believe you're the best person to run Baringo County in the next 5 years.
Thank you very much, Matt. Allow me first of all to welcome all of us to Baringo County. As the governor, the incumbent governor, this gives me a great opportunity to let you understand that Baringo is built by all of us. My name is Stanley Kiptis, the second governor of Baringo County, voted unanimously in 2017 by the citizens of Baringo County to champion the interest of the people of Baringo. I found Baringo foundation having been laid by my predecessor, who I want to appreciate, but also experienced a number of challenges that together with my team, we have been able to streamline both in the material resource as well as in the side of the human resource. This is high time that I want to really request that you allow me to continue, because I did streamline. Now I want to continue building on the structure that I've really organized right from 2017. And together I want to believe that we're going to have an attractive, competitive, and resilient county.
30 seconds.
To all of us. Thank you very much, Matt.
All right. Allow me now to bring Honorable Moses Lezonet. Same question. I'm obliged to repeat it to you. Please introduce yourself to residents of Baringo County and why you think you should be the person to run Baringo County in the next 5 years.
Yes, thank you very much and good evening, everyone. This is Lezonet Moses, currently Member of Parliament, Eldama Ravine constituency. A position I've held continuously for the last 15 years now, meaning I have thoroughly impressed the residents of Eldama Ravine for them to have elected me 3 times. In terms of education, I'm properly qualified, CPAK, MBA Finance, BCom Accounting. That is my educational background. I am running for the position of governor because of only one thing, to answer one question. What will I do for the lives of the residents of Baringo to be better? Starting from education, we have 6,000 students every year who get D+ and below. No one talks about them. I want to talk about them. We have farmers who have large farms. They have nothing in their pockets. I want to transform their lives through my agenda on farming.
Okay.
We have issues of insecurity in Baringo, which have never been resolved for the last 40 years. I want to deal with that issue with a finality. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Allow me now to call Professor Fred Segor. Professor, same question. Please introduce yourself and why you think you're going to be the best person to run Baringo County in the next 5 years.
Thank you very much, Smart. My name is Professor Fred Segor. My name is Professor Fred Segor, Kenyan, aged 56 years, a Christian and a married man for that matter. Why I am the best person to run for this position is the fact that I meet the minimum requirements which is basically a master's degree, or a degree for that matter, and in addition, also leadership qualities and also managerial qualities in terms of offering services to the people of Baringo County. I am a holder of Bachelor of Science, Master of Science, and PhD in chemistry, and therefore I meet the minimum academic qualification. In addition, in terms of managerial skills, I've also worked in the university, rising from the lowest grade in the university up to the position of associate professor, and thereafter being appointed to serve as a principal secretary in several ministries in the Republic of Kenya for the past 9 years, serving in very strategic ministries, which will offer or which will add value to the people of Baringo County. And therefore, as I seek for this position, my role is to ensure that the people of Baringo gets the highest quality of life, so that they are proud of being Baringo people, and in addition, live the best life. And I will offer solutions, I have ideas, I will bring the freshness, and I will look forward to serving the great people of Baringo County.
Okay, great. Allow me to bring Sialo Kimring. Please introduce yourself and why you think you're the best man to run Baringo County the next 5 years.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. James Smart, and an entire audience here. I want to thank you very much for what you have done, the media people and everyone else. First of all, before I say anything, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sialo Kiplagat Kimiring Arab Cheptarus. I am a graduate of political science, and I just finished law. I've been to Strathmore to study leadership and management, and I am a lifelong student of theology and anthropology. I just want to put it into context. The world has changed, and has changed dramatically. The world is into the fourth industrial revolution. Across the globe, post-COVID, states and nations are struggling to restructure their economies. Here in Kenya, we are struggling with the issue of economy as well, and we're struggling with the issues of corruption. Now, by the grace of God and by the blessing that God has bestowed upon me, I have walked across the globe consulting for private equity and high net worth individuals. And now for the 22 years that has gone, it is now a time that I believe in my heart, that I understand in my mind, that this is the time I am coming home.
30 seconds.
So that I can be able to offer myself fully and wholeheartedly to the people of this beautiful Baringo County. I am coming with the 4 agenda, which is the social transformation and the security and order and the question of social agenda. I want to thank you. God bless you. We're going to interact more.
All right, thank you very much. A round of applause for all my panelists this evening. I'm obliged to ask my panelists that I'm going to ask you to be upstanding and next to your podium for this next round of questions. Please take your podium. Great. All right, so let's start where we should. And we start on a question on healthcare. Since we got here, one of the biggest complaints my team and I have received is the question on healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know the state of Baringo Referral Hospital. Everyone knows the problems in there, all right? That residents are forced to travel up to 50 kilometers to Iten and other areas to get scans, to get other medical equipment so that they can bring back to receive services from here. That's a sorry state. That should be happening, but that's happening. I want to ask that and start from the person who is in office today. Honorable His Excellency Stanley Kiptis. On the question of healthcare, why do we have a problem as we speak today?
Thank you, Smart. I do also accept that there are a lot of challenges that are bedeviling the sector. And allow me also to appreciate that we have also done a lot in that sector. Straight to your question on the issue of those of them that are seeking some assistance from Iten, is that there's a CT scan. that broke down and is under repair. Whereas we have also to note that in Cabernet Referral Hospital, from the time I came in 2017, we have done a lot to the level that it has now grown from level 4 to level 5. Why? We have the dialysis sector, which receive of late 20 patients per week, with referrals from MTRH Eldoret and also referral from the same Iten or Elgeyo Marakwet.
Governor, allow me to push you back. How long has this CT scan been, not operational?
Towards the end of last year.
That's a long time. Would you agree?
But budgetary issues, the way there's that progress and the challenges of procurement.
Okay.
But
Finish your point.
it is under procurement. That's that one issue. At the same time, I want to also the public to note that in that referral hospital, we have a lot of activities taking place. We have also jointly with partners developed mother-child care center with an HDU, but possibly something that many of us have not experienced called kangaroo side, which is very unique, and it's only in Baringo, not in any other part in Rift Valley.
Okay.
We have also done a lot in that sector. We have the ICU, which we began utilizing from December 2017, and we are serving patients there. We have ICU with 8-bed capacity.
I'll come back to you on what you've done and what is currently happening. But I want to deal with the current situation, and let me go to Robert Chelagat. Is it acceptable that we still have residents seeking services across other counties, traveling 50 kilometers plus? What would you do different? All right, as we fix that microphone, I would urge you to stay with your microphones and don't put them off while you're waiting for the next response and the next questions. Let me go to Sialo Kemering while we try to fix that microphone. Yes. Is it acceptable that 50 kilometers people in Baringo have to walk and leave this county? And what would you do differently? Not just to criticize, but what would you do differently?
Thank you very much, James Tomat. We're talking about issues that are bedeviling the health sector generally. And the biggest thing is the physical facilities. We are looking at a situation whereby money was allocated, but the facilities were
Please
not
put your microphone
completed.
close to you.
Where funds were allocated for facilities, but the facilities were not completed, or they are still in a dilapidated situation. It is then my suggestion is that we continue to think deeply of how we are going to increase funding to the healthcare.
How would you do that?
We'll increase healthcare funding because we're going to reduce a lot of cash that goes into a bankable project so that we can get money from the private sector.
Give me an example.
Money from the private sector. The cash that we receive at the moment now goes into bankable projects like things that we can fund through private equity, private participation, the private sector involvement, private partnership, and that is what I want to involve in terms of building the bankable project, so that the cash that goes into this project can be returned into education and into health.
Okay.
And one most important thing that I want to add is the staffing, the workforce that we have. Some of the workforce that we have, they have no facility, they are expertise, and they have no machines in those dispensaries, they have no what we require in those labs. We don't have the facilities. So we need to think how we can increase funding to healthcare.
So yours is a funding problem?
Yes, it is a funding problem.
All right. Moses
and corruption problem, of course.
All right. Let me go to Moses Lezonet. I'm asking the same question. We'll come back to this. I'll pick it up. It's the same question. Today, as we speak, residents are unable to get services. It's been broken for such a long time. Do you have practical solutions to solve this?
Thank you very much, James Matt. The problem in our healthcare in Baringo is a management problem. And I want to give you an example of some very small schools. A secondary school or a primary school in Baringo doesn't run out of chalk, for example, but our hospitals run out of medicine. Our schools don't run out of beans or don't run out of maize or unga, but our hospitals run out of Panadol. And the reason is only one, that the hospitals are being run from Cabernet. I am preparing myself, I am ready for the situation that we shall have a CEO running the referral hospital in terms of Eldama Ravine District Hospital, and he will be running all other health facilities in that constituency of Eldama Ravine, the same in Mogotio, the same here in Cabernet, where the CEC for health will be the one running the Cabernet referral hospital from the hospital, and they will be responsible at that facility.
How does that change things? Help me understand.
Yes,
How does that change things?
Well, if you want to procure Panadol, for example,
Yeah.
you will not need to write to Cabernet. It's just like a school. When the school wants to procure maize or beans, they don't write to the Ministry of Education. They do it direct from the offices with their board. So I want to allow the team in Eldama Ravine to run those facilities efficiently.
All right.
Because procurement issues take about 3 months. That when you write from Eldama Ravine to Cabernet, it is going to take, it goes through so many offices, and in the process, that is where the delay comes in. So it's not a funding problem. And again, the other issue in those facilities.
I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that. Let me give the rest opportunities to also respond to this. Let me go to Robert Chalagat.
Yeah, thank you. It's unfortunate that such an important equipment can break down and remain for more than a week without being repaired or being replaced.
What would do the difference?
What needs to be done is to mobilize any available resources. It's not a crime the law allows. You can even get funds from another vote and do something we call direct procurement within the shortest time possible, and the law allows that. So there's no question of it being unusable for more than a week. That is a sign of irresponsibility and lack of ability to respond on issues that touch life.
Okay. Let me go to Honorable Benjamin Cheboy. You have experience in this. Is it acceptable? What would you do different? And just to criticize, it's a broken system. How do you fix it?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Smart. Number one, the issue of Cabernet Referral Hospital is management and management. The issue is the staff who are there are demoralized. The issue is resourcing the hospital and ensuring that drugs and equipment are working. It is basically management. That hospital was operational as of 2017 at optimum level. And there's no dispensary in this county that meets drugs. So if you are able to manage the facilities in the health sector properly, then those problems will not be there. The only equipment that is lacking in that hospital is an MRI. And it was due to be procured in 2017-2018 financial year. The rest were operating optimally. So it's period, nothing more.
Okay, for its management. All right, I'll come back. Let me go to Richard. How do you fix this?
Thank you very much. I was the last chief officer for health before handing over to the current administration, and I left things better. We have a challenge in the capacity of our hospital here in Cabernet. We have very low, the biggest machine we have here is a CT scan. We don't have MRIs. We don't have ICU beds, HDU. We don't have a renal unit working.
All right.
So I will fix this problem by upgrading our hospitals. This hospital here deserves to be a level 5 hospital. At the moment, it is basically a level 4.
Where do you get the money to do that?
We have adequate resources. In fact, partners in health are so much available. They're able to do a lot, including UNICEF. All these other partners have been able to contribute. I am able to fix this problem by upgrading our hospitals and actually roll out universal healthcare program for our people.
Okay. All right. I I want to take a short break. I know Professor has not responded to this question. I want to take a short break. I want to solve my mic issues. But also, this is a commercial break. You're watching the first gubernatorial debate, coming to you live from Baringo County, county number 30. We are still on the question of healthcare, and my panel will still come back and discuss the opportunities and what to do next. You're watching NTV Tonight.
Today we're on Happy Kenya Clean Toilet Mission. And we're visiting Mama Zawadi live in Nairobi. Come with me. Ah, Selena! Kumbe ni wewe! Mama Zawadi, would you like to join me on the Happy Mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question. How do you keep your toilets clean?
Selena, I use normal detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. Na nimezitumia kwa miaka mingi.
Lakini Mama Zawadi, detergent and bleach cleanless can leave behind yellowness, rust and germs. To clean your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. Harpic's 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach, and kills 99.9% illness-causing germs in your toilet, including the COVID-19 virus. So what do you think?
Wow, Selena! Nimeamini sasa!
Really? Yes! Now that she's part of the mission, the next house is yours. Oh.
You do your best out there, let us do our best in here with the disinfecting power of Jake. Because Jake cleans and kills 99.9% of illness-causing germs and COVID-19 in your home. Jake, your family's guardian against germs and COVID-19.
Like every mother, I'm worried about dangerous insects, especially mosquitoes, which spread diseases like malaria to my loved ones. This year, I'm not afraid. I'm using Mortein Doom. Mortein Doom All Insect Killer provides protection in seconds. Not even a single mosquito is spared, because even one mosquito bite can cause malaria. Mortein Doom provides protection in seconds.
For 6, did you say 6? Fungua app. Your favorite moment.
Now your favorite ice cream. It's so good.
Order what you want to select what you want.
Order it now. Download the app, order a Glovo, and we get it.
Since the pandemic, all mums know to be cautious of the many kinds of everyday germs that spread easily. Get peace of mind and protect the ones you love with the power of Dettol bar soap. It cleans and protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. So no matter what type of mum you are, trust Dettol.
Dettol antibacterial soap 60 grams is now 50 shillings.
What's up, people? This Sunday, I'm taking a short break from crossover.
Tutakuwa na take time to celebrate Grace for the time she's been with us on the show.
Tell us, how has Grace Akirapa been a blessing to you over the years?
Victory is won.
Yes, na kama kawaida, you know, when it comes to entertainment, yani lazima sisi to dance. Na hii Sunday, Grace lazima pia ta dance, au sio?
Now situpatie excuse, and of course we're going to be having Julia Wokanda and Miriam Mauki all the way from Tanzania to bless you and I with their music alongside some superb dancers.
That's going to be happening this Sunday from 11:30 a.m.
only on NTV.
And this is Crossover.
This is, to me, is like a second home. During the COVID time, they financed me.
Welcome to the family, your home of agribusiness. Because you can always bank on family. Fuzu na family.
Since the pandemic, all mums know to be cautious of the many kinds of everyday germs that spread easily. Get peace of mind and protect the ones you love with the power of Dettol bar soap. It cleans and protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. So no matter what type of mum you are, trust Dettol.
Dettol antibacterial soap 60 grams is now 50 shillings.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Hi there. Selena, it's great seeing you getting so much value for your money.
Well, it's important to save as much as you can.
You save everywhere. Except for here. This is where you're throwing money down the drain.
How?
On these cleaning products.
Impossible.
Harpic 10X. While other cleaners flow away, Harpic 10X's viscous formula in only one round of application gives you sparkling, clean toilet. Harpic, 10 times better cleaning than other cleaning products.
And great savings too.
If you feel it, it's real. Coca-Cola, real magic.
TB ina tiba. Pata matibabu bila malipo katika hospitali zote za umma. Tujijali, tumalize TB. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Wizara ya Afya na washirika wake.
Come view our vast array of high-quality projects nestled in the upcoming controlled Tatu City, ranging from 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom apartments, offering an ultra-modern, all-inclusive lifestyle for all. See you there.
Germs can cause various infectious diseases. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 cup full in your bathing water, for your laundry, for surface cleaning, first aid, and to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol sure.
This is NTV.
All right, welcome back. You're watching the first of debate in this round of the election, coming live from you from Baringo County. The hashtag is Baringo Governors Debate, and I have all my panelists, all my would-be governors and would-be hopefuls. And just before we take the break, we were discussing question on healthcare, and we want to complete that on this side of the break. Gentlemen, please back to your platform. All right. I want to go now to Professor Fred Segor. Fred, the question was, we still have a CT scan that is broken towards the end of last year. To date, residents still cannot get that service. They have to go to a different county, 50 kilometers plus away. Is that acceptable?
Thank you very much. That is unacceptable. In the procurement laws, there are several methods you can use in case something is needed urgently. And one of the urgent issues which is going towards so when an equipment is not working and that equipment is very necessary, use the quickest method possible. It is allowed, it is within the law, it is acceptable. So the first thing is to ensure that you fix the equipment using the quickest possible way.
Okay. Now, everyone has had their say. I want to go back to the current city governor because you have to have a feedback on this. We've heard there is many ways you could have fixed this. From just the last contestant, Professor Sigor, why haven't you not done that?
Thank you very much. I accept that there are many methods. But many times, some of these methods take time. Allow me to point out here. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for correcting that. We should actually appreciate that much as there are procurement methods that are varying, but we have also, and thank you, we have an expert here from Elgeyo Marakwet, Robert. In 2018, from July, we embraced IFMIS. So each and every item or product that is to be procured is subjected into an IFMIS, and it has its own cost. Now, for us to actually come out of this, we were advised, and we have come out with a new approach, such that all our health facilities, the board will be in a position of being allowed to procure. So we have FIF bill that we passed over last year. This bill will allow them to actually, whatever they generate within that facility, they will actually be in a position to utilize part of that money to take care of such kind of maybe breakages or what they are lacking.
Okay.
But as we speak now, it has to go through that procurement process, and sometimes very tedious for 3 months.
Okay.
Let me also point out some areas here that we have mentioned on drugs. Mheshimiwa, Honorable Lesonet mentioned on drugs. As a government, we don't buy drugs like individuals. Our drugs actually are sent to us after paying KEMSA. And Mheshimiwa here passed a law in Parliament that tied our hands, that we cannot purchase drugs outside KEMSA. So we usually send money to KEMSA, and we send to them what we require from facilities. And they actually take them direct to the facility. They don't even bring to any hardware or any store. So many times, that becomes a challenge. Another challenge I want to appreciate from Mheshimiwa Kimere is that it is true, there is underfunding. We have realized that what we set aside for purchase of drugs does not address with the ratio of the clients that visit our hospital in various areas, right from the health centers to the referral sector. Okay. So that in itself, I want to say, we have appealed to the Assembly during appropriation. Even in this time, we have what we call supplementary budget. They have added to us 20 million, which is going to support purchase of drugs.
Okay, hang on to that. I want to go to now to the bigger question on healthcare.
No, allow me to mention something on CEO.
I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Sialo Kimring and talk about the big question on healthcare. The question here is this, that healthcare still appears to be a big problem, and there is no overall solution yet in this county, right? I want to hear from you. What is that big vision that you have to fix healthcare in this county?
Thank you very much. When we talk about healthcare, we're talking about the physical facilities. Then we're talking about the workforce. And then on the other side, we have the equipment. And of course now the arrangement, which is what we are missing in terms of leadership. Because none of my predecessors has thought outside the box, or even without the box, to ensure that we have a community medical share, increase NHIF registration for all the communities into the household. That is where the problem is. So what I am suggesting today to the dear beautiful people of Baringo is that I want us to increase funding in healthcare. And of course, not just healthcare, but we'll talk about the rest. And how we were going to do that is to take money from the bankable projects. They are projects that we can use the private-public partnership, and we can use the power of private sector. That is what I am saying. For example, as we speak today, there is an agreement between the Gertrude Hospital and the County of Baringo to even give the potential ability to Gertrude to collect data. And as you know, James Smart, today as we speak, many years ago, people who had big lands were the lords, and then the people who had factories and factories were the richest. Today, it is data, data, data. Okay. It is wrong for my predecessors to give out data, because data is what can earn us money, and that money can go into the healthcare.
Thank you. Professor Fred Sigor, please hand over the microphone to Professor. I'm looking for an overall big vision on healthcare in this county. What is it that you have?
Thank you very much. Let me say that a county cannot prosper when its people is sick, when their people are not sure of whether when they go to hospital they will come out alive or they are dead. So for a long time, here in our public hospitals in Baringo, deaths has increased because of so many factors. The first is the fact that managerial skills in our health facility is lacking. Number two is that the budget for health needs to be relooked at. And so what I will do is to ensure that I relook at the budget and apportion appropriately the right amount of money to go towards health so that we use that money first to ensure that the basic tools our human capital requires are given. Okay. Number two, as a referral hospital and Governorate Hospital for that matter, we should ensure that it has all the basic equipment so that we minimize referral to other hospitals. So the issue is money. I will relook at the budget, apportion accordingly so that we give priority to the health sector. Number two, human resource, which is not motivated, will not deliver. I happen to have served as a PS of health, and I know what it means by ensuring that the staff are motivated. It is unfortunate that in our hospitals, even basic tools like gloves, Panadol, and etc. are missing in our facilities.
Okay, thank you very much.
That is not acceptable. It has to be relooked at.
Thank you. Honorable Moses Lesonet, what is that big vision that you have? What is that big vision that you have for healthcare in this county?
Thank you very much, James Smart. I said from the onset, James Smart, that this is a management problem of a public institution. I've given you an example of a school which doesn't run out of maize, it doesn't run out of beans, it doesn't run out of chalk. They all use public money, and money in our public health facilities in Baringo is enough, and that is why my immediate two competitors on my left are able to sustain a rollover for almost 10 years. That even the absorption rate, whether in hospitals or in any other project, that they don't even have capacity to spend money. So I'm here, James Smart. I'm even
all right.
Please.
Hang on to the
I'm here, James Smart, to tell you, when I become the third governor Baringo, I want to allow people to work. People are ready to work. They don't have that opportunity to work. Third medical superintendent who even doesn't have power to procure Panadol, I want to allow them to work. I want to allow them to collect monies.
Okay.
Let me just finish. To collect monies, spend at source, tell me what is their shortfall per year. We give. People are ready to work. It is just management issue. Allow people to work, and I want to tell you our facilities will be first class. We shall be better than the private facilities in this county and even in this country when we allow people to work. Just the same way we allow principals of schools to work.
I hear you.
Thank
I hear you. Let me jump the governor. Let me go to Honorable Benjamin Cheboy. The question is the overall vision
Thank
for
you very
healthcare in
much.
this county.
Thank you very much, Smart. Health is also about food. We need to continue what we started before. Public health education, agricultural food security. Where there is food security, there is less visitors to hospital. Where there is proper nutrition, there are less or fewer people going to hospital. So what we need to look at it is look at the bigger picture. Can we tweak the economy? Can we ensure that everybody is able to grow food and be able to be healthy from the word go? So that the people who go to hospital are fewer. Finally, the issue of management and motivation. Finances, yes, they are not unlimited. And I can tell you today, the health department or the health sector consumes the highest budget in the county. So it is not true that there is no sufficient funds there. But we need to try to address the challenges of how do you reduce the number of people who go to hospital? How do you partner with other institutions to be able to solve these problems?
Okay.
Allow me to just add one.
10 seconds.
Very innovative. we had agreed to partner with hospitals in Nairobi and Eldoret to be able to use telemedicine. Unfortunately, most of the doctors who were able to do that resigned because of poor management, no motivation. Look after the nurses. Look after the doctors. The patients will be healthy and they will go home quickly.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Same question, quickly. You can get the microphone from across.
Thank you very much. Health is very important to the citizens of this county. And I'll fix healthcare in about 3-4 ways. One is the upgrading issue. We need our hospitals to be upgraded, the infrastructure, both buildings and machines, MRI, ICU units. We also need the human resource to be motivated, the management issues, including all the healthcare systems. The money is collected in our hospitals should be allowed to be spent in the hospital in a legal way and be able to fix urgent problems. I also have a vision to upgrade one health center in every ward so that we have a health center with a laboratory, with X-ray, and also minor theater. Primary health care is also very important because at the lowest levels, the level 1 units, we need to have allowances for the healthcare volunteers and healthcare workers at the lowest level. We have to have a good financing system and structure for our healthcare sector.
Thank you. Thank you. Please hand over the microphone to on your left. Same question, please, sir.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it is to get the structures and functions of the health sector working as designed. Where resources are required, can you budget and provide appropriately? It does not make any sense to employ qualified doctors, diagnose, and lack facilities to treat. It is better to reduce even the budget of roads, use any crook methods to get a patient to the hospital and save life. So we must get them functions. Of course, when I say the structures and the functions, these exclude things like we call prevention is better than cure. So we have to ensure that all those things are functions as designed. What I know is that the government has got the structures and systems in place. The only thing which is lacking is leadership that drives the systems to work.
Okay, so please hand over the microphone on your right. Hand over the microphone on your right. I'd like to get a response, but I'd like also to transition to something else. We can speak about healthcare the whole night, and we have so many issues to cover. And we'll talk about transition this into the biggest problem we have in this country today, and that's the question of corruption. Corruption is a thorny issue in the entire country. Baringo is no exception. Governor, I'm going to ask you first. In terms of corruption, where do you rank this county today? I'll start with you.
Much as we have not actually gone to negative, but from the time I took over, you can attest to the fact that Baringo corrupts, zero corruption.
Zero corruption, what does that mean?
Yeah, on my side. Except probably...
Sorry, Governor, help me understand. What does that mean?
It means that we have put a lot of stringent measures, one among which is that when I assumed office in 2017, all my CC, all my CO, including me, signed with the integrity agency, EACC, prevention. All of us signed prevention. And we have continued to indicate to all of us that we want to ensure that we serve our people. We don't need to go into their pockets in order to serve them. So that I've tried. Probably we are almost getting to understand that even those of them who want services from us should also stop trying to influence those of them that are in the offices. But personally, if I get to hear that so-and-so is corrupt, that person will face the music.
So according to you, there's no corruption in this country?
Yeah, to me.
All right.
And that's why smart. That's why smart. I was able to be awarded excellent in governance and leadership in Kenya. because I fought corruption.
Okay. Thank you very much. I need a direct response for that from Moses Lesonet.
Smart, I want to talk about corruption in a slightly different way. That there is corruption, legal corruption, Smart.
How does that work?
Legal corruption, that you find a governor, Smart, spent 150 days outside Kenya in 1 year in pursuit of allowances. That is corruption. Smart,
hang on, please.
Smart, it is corruption. Instead of doing a meeting here in Kabarnet, you are doing a meeting in Kisumu, you are doing a meeting in Mombasa, you are doing a meeting in Tanzania. That is corruption. Smart, this county spends...
Hang on, please.
This
just
county...
hang on, sir. Hang on. Kindly allow him to make points, please.
This county, Smart, spends huge amounts of money for the last 10 years on such unnecessary expenses. That you travel for a UN Women Conference in New York for 21 days.
Okay.
So Smart, that is the agenda. I am coming to cut the cost on travel by 70%.
Okay.
That is the biggest, that's the biggest...
that's your biggest takeaway on corruption?
Yes.
Okay. Mheshimiwa Benjamin Cheboy, please hand the microphone. The question on corruption in this country today.
Thank you very much. The question of corruption is not a question for Baringo County alone. This is a national issue. But what I can assure you is corruption is based on the systems. Management of corruption is based on the systems that we have put in place in the entity. If you make sure that there is a systems approach, that you can be able to monitor all spending and the people who are doing it, then it's much easier to deal with it. But it is not true that it is possible for a governor to travel for 150 days. It's impossible. It's lying. Even lying itself is being corrupt. But what I can tell you is corruption is measured by the number of people who have been charged in court. I can assure you that during my time, not a single, and even after, and for the many years that I've served in public service, there is not a single agency that has asked me to record a single statement. Therefore, a systems approach is a solution to make sure that all the financial processes are adhered to the letter. And that is the way you are going to finish that problem.
Thank you very much. Professor Segor. Corruption today in Baringo County. How do we fix it?
Thank you very much. Let me say I subscribe to Chapter 6 of the Constitution, which is touching on leadership and integrity, where public officers are expected to adhere to those rules. And therefore, as we look forward to allowing leaders to be our leaders in the position of governor, it is very important that we get to know their background as far as issues of corruption are concerned. And so when we talk about Baringo, it is not true to say that the county is not corrupt. I think the auditor books are in black and white. We are able to see what is happening, what's going on. And therefore, it is important when an issue touching on corruption comes up, we allow the law to take its course. And I believe in implementing the law to the letter. And that is my position as the governor of Baringo County.
Okay. I still have Richard Koech, I have Robert Chalagat, I have Governor and Sialo Kipring to respond on the question of corruption. I do have to take a commercial break at this point. We still come back on these responses on corruption because this is a big issue. We'll not leave until we solve the question on corruption in this room. Do we agree? All right. Makofi tafadhali, if you agree with that. I'll take a short break. We'll be back.
as Dr. Funiken Mamakayai hosts unscripted true life relationship experiences on reality TV show Kupatana. Nia, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and Kupatana every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Kuna watu wengi ambao Mungu amewapatia nafasi ya juu, wengine ameshawahi wapatia nafasi ya juu, lakini kwa sababu ya mambo madogo maisha yao yalirudi chini. Ile opportunity Mungu amekupatia, kuna kitu ambacho anatazama mahali pale, your faithfulness, uaminifu wako kwa lile jambo ambalo Mungu ameliweka mbele zako. Our God is faithful unto those that are faithful. For those that are faithful, our God is faithful unto them. Mtu akikataa kuwa mwaminifu tu kidogo, Mungu anamwashiria he is termed as a wicked person.
This is to me is like a second home. During the COVID time, they financed me.
Welcome to the family, your home of agribusiness, because you can always bank on family. Fuzu na family.
Our global presence, we offer world-class banking services. We support SMEs through the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program by providing 5,000 USD seed capital and capacity building to young entrepreneurs. Apply today at www.tefconnect.net and visit any UBA bank branch to open an account today.
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Advance. With Panadol's Optizode formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Advance.
Glovo delivers anything you want in minutes, like some crispy chicken. Download the app and order a Glovo.
Eat for $2.50 bob plus enjoy free delivery in select stores on Glovo.
My name is David Waku. I'm a professional golfer. I am most grateful to my dad. He introduced me to golf and he gave me the courage to introduce it to others. When I started, I took my shot at the opportunity to prove myself and achieve my dreams. It was intimidating, but when I got the chance to play this great game, I built my confidence and made the most of it. Like life, golf is all about patience and consistency. To win, I had to go further and work harder than all the others. The ability to be a champion was always inside me. And with each shot, I came closer to being king of the course.
David turned every shot he got into an opportunity. Start your transformative journey at the Safaricom Golf Tour.
You know why Fanta goes really great with snacks? Because just like Fanta, snacking is colorful. Snacking isn't formal, which means no knives and forks. You don't even need to book a table for snacking. In fact, you don't need a table at all. Snacking is comfy and playful. Snacking is a tasty treat. That's why snacking is colorful. Snack with Fanta.
Dr. Isaiah Oino, a lecturer of accounting at Coventry University, has been living in the UK for about 20 years.
We do have a lot of facilities. I've not had an issue with facilities.
He is a founder member of Stock UK Diaspora Circle that helps Kenyans in the diaspora invest back home.
as a requirement for SASRA, we opened an office in Kenya.
Learn more about Dr. Oino's journey and the Stock UK Diaspora Circle this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on NTV.
This is NTV.
All right, welcome back. You're watching Baringo Governor's Debate, County 030. And this is the first of the round of Governor's Debate organized by NTV and others. And we'll have plenty more to come. But tonight, the questions are about Baringo, the issues are in Baringo, and the hopefuls are from Baringo. Gentlemen, if you take your podium, once again, we are on the question on corruption. And at this point, I'd like to bring in Richard Koech. The corruption today in the county, is it on acceptable levels? What would you do differently?
Thank you very much. Indeed, corruption is a big challenge in this country, and Baringo County is not an exception. For me, we can only address corruption by starting from the top. If we want to address corruption in Kenya, it must start from the president. If we have to address corruption in Baringo, it must start from the governor. And it always calls for the tone to come from the chief executive officer so that the rest would follow. And we can address corruption by, of course, Chapter 6 of the Constitution. It is so clear on what is acceptable and what is not acceptable for a public officer. It is also important to strengthen systems and controls. This issue of corruption is also a moral question. It is cutting the fabric of our society, and we have to look at each other in the eye and ask, how should we end corruption? Because for every corruption to take place, there are always two parties or even more, and therefore, if we have to address corruption, we must address from government, and we also have to address it from the public sector.
Okay, all right. Hand the microphone to Mr. Chalagat.
Thank you. How I wish this question was interactive. How I wish somebody would have given us the definition of corruption. Because sometimes we can culminate corruption and see it only in the form of looted money. But we fail to see the genesis. For example, when a child fails in class, we condemn the child. But the reasons behind the failure is so huge and numerous. When we look only corruption at the point of the leadership. But if we start now that we are going for general elections, the electorate are bribed to elect corrupt leaders. Who is corrupted there? But under my administration, I will ensure that people do the right things right from the beginning.
Okay. All right. Mr. Cielo. Please get the microphone prep.
My dear people of Baringo County, the question of corruption is first a question of personal values. And that is why we, the people from the communities and the households, must first of all determine inside our heart and in our minds that we are going to fight this cancer that has robbed us, according to World Bank and IMF, 600 billion annually since 2013. Corruption, the president just recently said we're losing 2 billion every day. Now, here in the county, I'm hearing my predecessors, because I believe these people of Baringo are going to elect me as a third governor. They are saying there's no corruption. We have irrigation projects that were voted for and money allocated, actually even paid. If you go to the ground, James Smart and my people from Baringo, no projects. There are no irrigation projects going on. It is then therefore wrong for us to say there is no corruption obviously we are dealing with a bigger problem, and the problem is corruption. I want us to build a Baringo that is livable, Baringo that is homeland for the people, and the people who are outside and in Nairobi can come and live in Baringo. We must involve the communities, and that is why I suggest that I am going to involve the communities, the professional community, the church community, and the natural communities of Baringo.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I'll have to finish with Governor. You have an envious opportunity to respond to everything.
Thank you very much. What have we done in the county, and what is to be done? One, we are strengthening the internal audit. That's number one, because it will actually help us to understand the leakages. So we have strengthened the internal audit sector and giving them some independence. Number two, in order to actually stamp out corruption, we must actually embrace technology. The issue of IMIS, how I wish that we have also a county IMIS that will help us also monitor continually what's happening in the procurement sector and the payment, right from, because there are 17 steps and the other one is 25. It will allow us to monitor well. So the monitoring and evaluation system should actually be put properly in order for us to cap corruption.
Okay.
And there's also another factor that I want to also indicate. Let us also maybe move up a bit by not terming that stealing to be in a very simple way corrupt, and it is stealing. Let's give the right name. If a servant has taken something, it should be indicated that he has actually stolen, so that it may be a bit, maybe it will deter that aspect of stealing. So don't simply call it corruption. Let's call it stealing by a servant.
Will that help? Will Governor, I'm really keen about, will that help?
And in another area, we wish also that this umbrella way of summarizing that the governor has stolen, yet we don't get the codes, we are not given many facts. We even don't see the payment from Nairobi to suppliers. They pay direct. Okay. So governor should be given more powers also to be the CEO as it is in the constitution.
Let's tie this question back to you, and then I need to go around. On the same question on corruption is also tied into management and leadership, and colleagues here have spoken about it. Question of revenue collection, for instance. Still, this county collects what, 300, 400 million a year? How much do you collect a year?
So far from 2013 to 2 million, but the highest
2 million or 200 million?
Yeah, 350 million.
350 million.
That's the highest we have gone, but COVID has reduced.
Governor, would you say that there is a lack of vision, if you like, not to get enough revenue collected in this county? We're still 350 million. You get 4.5 billion shillings from the national government, or thereabouts?
No, 5. It has grown
about
to
5 billion. 6 billion.
To 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what are you going to do from where you sit? What is your vision to collect more revenues from here? This is an endowed county. There's tourism. There is sports. There is many things that can happen here. What's your vision to increase revenue collection in this county? Tie that to leadership and management.
One among many is to utilize our valuation role. And we shall impress upon those of them that have plots to actually prepare also to actually chip in and pay what is due. So utilizing valuation role. Number two, we have also tried to put more money in adjudication of land. So that is an area that has been lacking for a while. So we're putting a lot of money in adjudication, to the extent that now in our cities and towns, the land question should not create conflict. Because as we speak, many of our towns don't have title deeds because of lack of adjudication. Another aspect is spatial plans. We have come up with a spatial plan. That will give us the impetus of understanding how to actually get along with revenue streams. How do we improve our revenue streams?
Okay.
So that is, and then also I want to appreciate the Assembly. They have done us proud. That's why they are considered to be number 2 in Kenya. Because they have passed many bills that are geared towards addressing this aspect of revenue streams.
All right. Mheshimiwa Lozonet, the same question on increasing revenue and revenue allocation in this county. 350 million is what is currently being collected. What is that big vision that this county has in the effect that it can, one, empower people, and two, get more resources into the county?
James Smart, the past leadership of this county have refused to collect 600 million per year Money which is just waiting to be collected. It's just waiting for someone to collect 600 million per year. So James Smart, I want to tell you where that money is, which is just waiting for collection. And I'm here to tell the people of Baringo, as soon as I assume office, I will collect an additional 600 million shillings per year.
How are you going to do that?
Yes, that is the question I want to tell you. In this county, James Smart, there are roads being done. Like, for example, James Smart, last week, we put Maram on the side of the Tamag Road from Eldama Ravine to Nakuru. Nobody collected even a shilling of cess of that Maram. James Smart, in Eldama Ravine, the constituency I represent, we did close to 50 kilometers of Maram. We poured over 3,000 lorries. We were supposed to collect 2,000 per lorry. For 3,000 lorries, 36 million shillings, nobody collected. James Smart, we have buildings coming up in Cabernet, in Eldama Ravine, in all towns, and nobody is collecting cess for the stones, for the sand, for the maram, for the ballast. James Smart, immediately I come into office, I will give a bill to the contractor doing Karandi Marigat Road. Just a minute.
I don't have a minute.
You can do that, Governor, now. The contractor doing the road, let me just finish. The contractor doing the road from Karandi to Marigat, a Tamag Road. Nobody is collecting cess on Maram. Nobody is collecting cess on ballast. Nobody is collecting cess on sand, which is in this county. Nobody is collecting. They have refused to collect James Smart.
Okay. Thank you.
James Smart.
Okay.
James Smart.
Okay, just hang on. Hang on, Governor. Hang on. I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay, your microphone is not even working. I'll come back to you.
But also, working for the national government.
Yeah.
But national government gave us, and we got into agreement. Exemptions. Oh, Mike. Oh, sorry. Please, we agreed with the national government. So to that extent, Mheshimiwa should be
30 seconds
fair.
if you can.
We agree with the national government.
Yeah.
That there are areas that we give exemptions. So we agreed with the national
So that's the problem of the national government?
Yeah, we agreed, and they allowed us. Because they beckon upon us to actually exempt, especially the Kena, yes, the Kura. And he's also a member of the national assembly.
Okay, that's correct. All right. Let me get to Professor, the same question. I'll come back to Chebui afterwards.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think it is unacceptable that after 9 years of devolution, we are still collecting revenue the Chuakali way. The Chuakali way in the sense that even the normal parking of a vehicle, you have to negotiate with somebody so that they write receipts. This is a cake, and the first governor and the second governor failed us for 9 years. We need to automate our revenue system. It is the surest way, it is modern, it is the sure way of collecting revenue. And so I also want to ask my residents and the people of Baringo that really for development to be effective and for development to be seen, it is also important for us to meet our obligation in terms of ensuring that we pay taxes.
Okay.
And when you pay the taxes, it should go to the right pocket. It should go to the revenue of the county government.
Okay. Let me go to...
Thank you very much. I think while I agree that there is need to collect more revenue, I want to tell you, Smart, that since we started, there was a trajectory of increase in revenue from a smaller figure of less than maybe 100 million to the figure that we left, which was about 300 million by the time we were leaving. But then, efficiency in collection, yes. But we have to produce more. The way to increase revenue in this country, in this county, is to increase productivity. We need to make sure that there are more goods and services that are being sold or produced. Because you can only collect revenue through sales, through tourism, through livestock sales, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
When you sell more, you collect more. So our focus as government, when I get back, is to increase productivity in the entire county, and through value addition and through all those processes.
Okay.
So yes, we will automate, and we have automated. We automated revenue collection. I'm sure I don't understand why the governor is not explaining that already by the time he came, he found that we had already automated revenue collection through KCB.
Okay.
These guys are lying. How can you elect a lying person who wants to become governor?
All right.
Thank you.
Please hand the microphone to.
Thank you.
Hang on. Is that good people? Hang on.
Thank you.
Hang on.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Please.
I think we have a higher potential in on-source revenue. And it is true that we continuously increased our revenue generation from about 201 million to about 393 million when I left. And we have certain sources of revenue that we need to maximize. One is rates and rent from the plots. We also need to maximize revenue from single business permits. And to me, it is an economic question. You cannot increase certain revenues beyond certain levels if we don't grow our economy. I intend to expand the economy of Baringo by ensuring that there is vibrant business and there is actually new businesses that are opening up. We have to expand the issue of automation. When we left, the automation that we had was not actually through pay bill. But currently, we have to embrace automated systems like pay bill so that you don't have to look for a parking attendant when you come to town to park. You only need to pay using pay bill.
Thank you very much. Salagat.
Yeah, thank you. For the issue of revenue, I think it suffices to say that it is good to ensure that payable tax is paid. Because it is true we have citizens who are sometimes naughty and would want to evade. So we want to, under my docket, I will want to ensure that the real tax that is payable is paid. Keep to Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
Okay.
At the same time, we need to create an enabling environment. Because like developed states, you don't find askaris running around chasing licensees and all that. We need to motivate and encourage our people to understand the importance of paying tax so that they do it naturally without force.
Okay. All right. Brasialo, let me get your input on the question of revenue collection.
Thank you very much, James Smart. On the question of revenue collection, I would of course want to thank my predecessors because they did a good job. Starting from Cheboy to Kiptis, they tried. We can say from 100 to 300 to 400. That's a good trial. But it's too little, too small for the country like this, which is massive. 10 times, 8 times to 10 times Gayo Maracle. What we are losing in this country is the question of leadership. Leadership is not what they have shown. Of course, I agree they are the best managers. But I will be the chief vision bearer of this county so that we can see what we have in this county. You know the story of a little boy was asked by God, what do you have on the hand? Moses was asked, what do you have on the hand? In this Baringo County, we have coltan. We have the capacity and the ability to produce cement here. We can manufacture solar panels so that we can increase county revenue. And what we are going to do is to ensure that the monies that are coming from Nairobi to Cabernet goes to infrastructure, goes to education, and the projects that are bankable, James Smart. Because of my experience and networks in the private sector, I am able to ensure that we turn Baringo County into a business county, whereby we start enterprises that are going to generate revenues and create jobs and jobs and jobs. Okay. One very sure thing, James Smart, which I want you to give me 1 minute to explain.
I don't have a minute. 10 seconds.
Okay. Is that the hospitality industry here needs to be improved and bolstered. So I promise the people of Baringo that I'm going to be the chief marketing officer to market tourism. We have attractive sceneries and we tap into community and cultural tourism and even sports tourism.
Okay.
That will increase
revenue. I want to get very quickly, 4 minutes to a break, but I want to go very quickly to the governor. There's some problems, again, when we come here. I've had so many questions. What's happening with Cabernet Stadium? Please, give him the microphone. Hang on.
Gentlemen, it's not a laughing matter. It's a serious matter.
Hang on.
Thank you. As a sportsman, because I played for this country, I'm sometimes hard-pressed to talk about it. Because I've tried hard to ensure that I've come out of this quagmire. We put money, UACC indicates to us that there is an audit query. So when I came on board, I found that the stadium is the way it is. But the audit queries that were raised to date have not been really understood by both the Senate and also high. I've been trying to ensure that we come out of it.
Please explain to the people what is the single most important question with that stadium?
This stadium has some audit queries. It has been flagged by the ICC and as well as the Senate because it came out way back in 2016. So, EACC. So far, I've also written to the national government to actually give us, and maybe if there was an audit query, let them continue investigating, but allow us to finish the stadium.
Okay.
I've even gone to the level of writing to the government, to the national government, that because it is more than 12 acres, they can actually come on board and support us by developing that stadium like any other, like the rest of the stadium that they have done.
Okay.
So I've done my best.
You've done your bit.
But we have a challenge that also cropped out, that all our stadiums or fields have no requisite document. So what we have done as a county is that we have placed a budget of 2 million that will allow us address the issue of documentation. Because even Ravine Stadium, Mochongo Stadium, Marigat Stadium, and Eminem and Mogotio have no requisite documents. So we are geared towards ensuring that all these stadiums have requisite documents. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I don't want to spend more time on this, but 30 seconds each before I go on a break. 30 seconds. Let me start from there.
Yeah, if I come in,
yes,
I will want to find out what are the reasons when Our Excellency Governor says there is an audit query. An audit query is very definite. The citizens want to know what is that definite question which is holding the stadium from not being what it is supposed to be. So I'll want to find out, and from there, we want to carry on and let the citizens know what is the problem so that I don't carry the problem alone.
Thank you. 30 seconds. I want to hear everyone before I go on a break. 30 seconds.
My background is audit. There is no single audit query that stops a project, a public project, from being implemented. It is actually refusal by the current administration and the governor to allocate funds to the project.
Hang on.
To allocate funds to the project, because this is a project that is worth about 400 million shillings. The first administration allocated about 40 million. So for continuity of this project to the end, it needs more funding. The audit query that is existing is a non-issue, and it can be addressed administratively.
I've had you. Hand over the microphone, please. 30 seconds before I go on a break.
I want to dispel any rumors, any innuendo, and any ukora. The stadium, he has told you, there was only a budget of 40 million in 2 years. They did the fence and they did the leveling and landscaping. If there is any audit query, because sometimes I've had rumors that it is because the land is not titled. The whole of Baringo County, we have schools in Barwesa, we have schools in Mochongoi, we have hospitals in the entire county built on land that has been allocated for those purposes, no title. So the issue of title is not a problem at all. It is a matter of allocating money, but more importantly,
I don't have that. I need to hear the rest. I'll come back to you.
Well,
yes,
James Smart, my response is very simple, that for this Cabernet Stadium, I don't have the facts. They have the facts. But from where I sit, I suspect that it is an example of corruption.
Okay.
The second issue, James Smart, the second issue, let me just finish, is that yes, when I assume office, we shall have stadiums in Baringo.
Hand over the microphone. 10 seconds, please.
Yeah. Let me say, from the explanation of the first governor and the second governor, what they are doing is a ping pong. one is blaming the other one for non-performance.
What will you
so to me, the issue of the stadium, there are issues touching on misappropriation of funds, and it has to be handled from that direction. Number two, the youth of Baringo County indeed deserve a stadium.
That's okay.
And personally, I'm going to ensure that a stadium is built in this county.
Hand over the microphone, please, for the last 10 seconds, please.
The question of stadium, of course, like Honorable Senator said, is corruption. We just don't have to talk too many things. We just say the first people who started the project made a mistake. It's corruption. Number two, we have to say that sports is big. And if we can be able to fuse industry and sport and education, we can be able to, and we can't do this without stadiums.
Thank you.
So the design and the funding of stadium in the future must incorporate the private sector.
Thank you very much. You're watching NTV. We are taking a short break for the news break, and we'll be right back. Don't go too far. This is Baringo Governor's Debate, coming to you live from County 030 in Baringo.
Unapohisi maumivu, unahitaji kitulizo kinachotegemeka. Jaribu Panadol Advance. Ikitumia teknolojia Panadol Optizorb, tembe hiyo hufyonzwa haraka na kuandaa kitulizo cha haraka dhidi ya maumivu. Jaribu Panadol Advance.
Let's get straight to it. Ready for whatever. We gon' ride. Line 'em up. Let's go toe to toe. Tell 'em pick a side. Put in work. We don't play no games. Watch it running high. Savage mode. We gon' keep it G. Yeah, you know.
When cooling down is easy, this easy. Nice. You even took it with a smile.
What about yours? Presenting the Mama Fuas. Meet Toss Sensitive Eve. Toss Sensitive hutunza mikono delicate na nguo delicate kama za kababa. Hebu feel tu venye ni soft on hands. There's a Toss for every laundry need. Toss Yatosha. Why do we do it? Hide, cover up, tone down. Choose boldness. Celebrate the skin you're in and dress with confidence with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. The triple layered care of deep moisture serum, precious cocoa butter, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Wear your skin with pride every time with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion.
This is NTV.
Yajayo katika NTV Weekendi.
Kuna watoto kama 12 ambayo waliangamia, na kuna team saa hii iko huko wameenda kufanya uchunguzi.
Zaidi ya watoto 10 waripotiwa kufariki kutokana na makali ya ukame katika kaunti ya Marsabit.
Milioni 30 mtu atajua wapi kama yeye ni mfutaji wa bangi? Kwa maana mfutaji wa bangi kwa kawaida ni vijana wetu ambao hawana kazi, wanafuta bangi, pengine ndio akili itulie na ndio wanapata madhara.
Ole wako mvutaji na muuzaji wa bangi. Sasa faini ya chini ni shilingi milioni 30 ama miaka 30 gerezani.
Kutoka huko hospitali alirutu huko na akaenda tena kukunywa pombe. Niliambiwa alikunywa kikombe moja.
Jamaa aliyeponea kifo mara ya kwanza arejelea pombe haramu, ila sasa imemleta mauti yake huko Kamukunywa, Bungoma.
Lazima make sure the place is very clean. To make sure nimeshave. Kwa sababu gani? Usipo shave utapata ile wakati tunatumia mashine hapa itakuwa inang'oa nywele.
Na katika makala yetu ya kila Ijumaa ya Ulimbwende, tutakujuza mtindo mpya wa tattoo za rangi mbalimbali uliotia fora. Una madhara?
Tulianza kama group ya wamama, tukakaa chini, tukaangalia msichana venye amepata mimba akiwa mdogo, tukaona hakuna maisha mbele. Tukakuja na hiyo idea.
The moment when the girls came in here, they were not talking to anyone.
Siku ya kwanza nilipata changamoto. Watoto wanalia. Wasichana wenyewe pia hata walikuwa wanalia.
Kwangu ilikuwa ngumu juu kangu anapenda kulia sana. Sasa mimi nilikuwa nimefika mahali na lose hope na jezaki serious mtoi ataishi kulevi na niko tu hapa around, ni better nirudi home nilee mtoi wangu. Sasa weka adjust na mimi nikasema hata akilia nasoma ndo life yangu na yake ikuwe bright.
I have experienced great change in their personality.
Hapa ni rescue point.
Toss White hutoa madoa kutoka nguo za rangi kama red, yellow, blue, yani color zote. Lakini ni specialist wa kutoa madoa kutoka nguo za white. There's the Toss for every laundry need. Toss ya tosha.
And do you have any question for us?
How juicy.
Juicy. Niko fiti maze niko fiti majamana mabenti wako fiti juicy fruit.
Ina Kathure, who is the HR lead of Coca-Cola Eastern Central Africa, to tell us a little bit about what Coca-Cola is doing to break the bias in the workplace. Hi, Lynette.
Hi, Zainab.
How is Coca-Cola breaking the bias for the women in your workplace?
First of all, thank you very much for having us here. We're very excited as a team, honored and excited to be here. As a company, we have made a commitment that we're going to be a female-led organization by 2030. So we're targeting about 50% female representation. But beyond even just within the company itself, we are very proud to be working with communities and empowering women and youth across the different markets that we operate in.
You mentioned 40% targeting women. What's your percentage of women at the moment?
So at the moment, globally, we're about 30% female representation across all levels, and we're aiming towards 50% representation by 2030.
Now, we've had some of the discussions that have come up in there are about the challenges that women are facing in the workplace. Are you, as a company, conscious of these biases, the unconscious biases, and how are you working to overcome them?
It's very true that unconscious bias continues to be something that we witness in the organization. And what we're doing is we've actually held trainings to cascade to individuals what it actually means when you're practicing unconscious bias. So it's making that awareness of what is unconscious bias, and then ensuring that in everything that we do, right from when we're even sourcing talent, is creating panels that are diverse, to recognize that that element of diversity makes women comfortable to come into our interviews and be their true authentic selves. So it's looking across all the different processes that we have and ensuring that those processes are creating safe spaces for women to be truly authentic and to have the freedom to succeed.
Finally, I just need to ask you, you're a woman in leadership yourself.
Right.
Do you suffer from the imposter syndrome, which affects a lot of women?
Of course, Zainab, I'm suffering imposter syndrome right now. But I like what was shared earlier this evening, that you've just got to show up. You've got to show up. You've got to have that utmost self-belief in what you're bringing to the table, perhaps even bring the table in actual sense. So it's about showing up every day, having absolute self-belief and confidence that you've got what it takes, and knowing that you're standing on the shoulder of giants, of those who came before you.
This is NTV.
All right, you're watching Baringo Governor's Debate, first off in this series of debates that will be going countrywide here on NTV. You've been listening to us, you've been listening to our panelists, and our audiences will get a chance and opportunity to do their bit in the next series on questions. I want to congratulate all of you for being a great audience. For this session, kindly, if you allow me, I have just a few more minutes to finish on the final issue in this series, and then we'll come back. Don't go too far, because we will take a short break to allow my colleagues at Nation Center take over the news, but then they'll be back to us on our social as we continue this conversation later on after the news. But let's go to our final issue. The governors, please, hopeful, please take your lanterns. My final question is on water, on this series. And without belaboring the point, we do have 2 dams already, but the piping of this water has been a big issue. And I wonder why. I'm blessed to start with you, Governor.
Thank you for commenting with me always.
You're the sitting governor, so
that's
yes.
good. That's good. That's why I comment. We have the 2 mega dams, plus also one new avenue of project that is providing water to a larger population. Now, El Dama Ravine, that's Chemosusu. We are collaborating with the national government and Central Rift Waterworks. They have done for us many tanks, 24, and they have actually distributed all the way to Nakuru. What we have done as a county is frustrated by budgeting some funds. So far, we are doing the last mile at Mogoti.
And that's where the problem is.
Yes, we are doing the last mile at Mogoti. Although it's coming very too late, but we start and commenced last year. There are 7 projects. Mogotio ward, that is Toim and Kipsogon, plus also Emening.
Why is it taking forever? Why is it taking long?
It is not long. It is not. It is on time.
It's on track?
We commenced last year. It was not done before. I just saw it wise that our people should get water, because my slogan is water maji be ngare.
Okay.
Yes, but for Cabernet here, the national government has supported us by giving us some money for last mile within Cabernet.
All right, I'm going to go for another quick round. Let me start with Lezonet here. Why is this last mile still being held up? Is it on schedule? And people still have to walk miles to get this water. That's already here.
Thank you, James Matt. As national government, I can confirm we are done with our part in terms of Chemosusu Dam. And of course, the remaining part in terms of distribution of Chemosusu water is for me to assume office, and I deal with that. James Matt, the water problem in Baringo is a big problem. It is a problem beyond Chemosusu. It is a problem beyond Kirdam. I'm here to tell you, James Smart, because Kirdam and Chemosusu is only going to serve less than 20% of Baringo County. The 80% of Baringo County, James Smart, I will put 200 million shillings per year to do 4,000 water pans every year in this county, in those parts which are very far from Chemosusu, in those parts which are very far from Kirdam. That is the story, James Smart.
All right.
I thank you.
Okay. Professor?
Yeah, thank you very much. If there is a project I'm proud of as the PS in Ministry of Water, is distribution of Chemosusu water project. When I went to the ministry, I realized that the water was lying idle. And within 2 weeks, I was able to go to site, saw the need of piping this water for
Talk to me about
benefit.
the final mile.
So the issue of utilizing that water is quite commendable. The project is almost done. In addition, after the 2 dams which are major, I want to mention that water harvesting is the way to go. And I'm happy as a resident of this county that through the offices and through the government, I've been able to do what Lesonet intends to do. Already I've brought to Baringo County
done.
over 2,000
of
them.
I've had you.
Lastly, just allow me lastly, the issue of storage of water is very crucial. There's no two way about it. Internationally, you've got to store water for services to be seen, to have arrived to the people for utilization. So storage, and that is construction of dams. That is the direction to go.
Thank you. Hand over the mic on your right.
Thank you very much. On the issue of water, first of all, we have to go back and check what...
I have 30 seconds. The last
It's
mile.
okay. That's enough. What President Moi did, and some of the MPs in the beginning, they did a lot, and many of the water pans, nobody has worked on them to desilt them. We need to go back and ensure we put them in the original position so that the communities can use. Number 2,
I don't have number 2. I'll come back to you. I need to list the list. Benjamin.
James Matt. Chemosusu was done in 2002 when Charity Ngilu was Minister for Water.
Last mile.
The last mile we will do. This one I can assure you, from September.
All right.
This year we will sort it out. But I want to tell these two guys, this guy here, Mheshimiwa Lesonet, and PS Sigor. PS Sigor was PS for 10 years. For 20 years we have not had water. Okay. From Chemususu.
All right, all right.
Honorable Lesonet was in charge of, was the vice chair budget.
Okay.
And nothing has been done.
Thank you, thank you. And on this note, this is a good place. It's a good time for me to hand over to my colleagues, handing over to my colleagues at Nation Center for the News. Don't go too far because I'll still remain here with the two responses that needs to go on, and we'll continue that on our social media. But handing over to our colleagues on Nation Media right now for the 7 p.m. news.